title of this experiment is Alumina Extraction from Mud. The purposes of this experiment is the extraction of metal oxide from mud and characterized compound produced by FTIR. The working procedure in this experiment is Method 1. First, take 2.5 grams of dried mud that has been calcined and places it in a beaker 50 ml. Then add 15 ml of sodium hydroxide solution, stirring with a magnetic stirrer for 30 minutes. Separate the sediment with filter paper, then transfer the filter to a 50 ml beaker. Add hydrochloric acid to pH. Use universal pH indicator paper. Heat the solution in 17 degrees Celsius to form a precipitate. Then cool the solution to room temperature and separate the precipitate format. Then wash the sediment with aqua dash until pH of the water is neutral washing. Then the precipitate is heated in an oven at 100 degrees Celsius to a constant wake. Record the final sediment mass obtaining the analyze with FTIR. Its mass is 0.1622 grams. Method 2. First, take 2.5 grams of calcined dry mud and place it on a 50 ml beaker. Then add 15 ml hydrochloric acid solution. Cover the beaker with a watch glass. Stir and heat the solution with a magnetic stirrer for 30 minutes in the foam hot. Separate the sediment with filter paper, then transfer the filter to a 50 ml beaker. Add sodium hydroxide to pH 3. Use a universal pH indicator paper. Separate the precipitate format when the filtrate added natrium hydroxide to pH. Wash the sediment with aqua dash until the pH of the water is neutral washing. Then the precipitate is heated in an oven at 110 degrees Celsius to a constant wake. Record the final sediment mass obtained, then analyze with FTIR. Its mass is 0.003 grams. Before carrying out the extraction process, the red mud sample was prepared by calcination. After that, the red mud is filtered through a sieve. After the preparation process, red mud is obtained, which is lighter in color and smoother in texture. The function of heating and sieving is to reduce the water content, remove the content other than minerals in the mud and organic impurity contained in it, and increase the surface area of the red mud so that it can accelerate the reaction in the next process. Method 1. Red sludge with concentrated sodium hydroxide, then aluminium oxide dissolves and procedure aluminium ions. Silicon and aluminum contained in red mud will dissolve simultaneously when potassium hydroxide solution is used as a solvent. Silica and alumina will dissolve in alkaline condition at sodium silicate and sodium aluminate with a constant mass of 37.30 grams. Alumina is precipitated by adding hydrochloric acid to pH 8, which is the optimum pH for aluminum precipitate. Aluminum oxide is soluble in sodium hydroxide, while the impurities are insoluble. Impurity can be separated through a filtering process. When 2.5 grams of dry mud are added 15 ml of sodium hydroxide and stir it for 30 minutes will produce a brown mixture and a precipitate will form. Then filter it using filter paper and produces a brownish yellow filtrate color. Then the filtrate and hydrochloric acid, there is a color change from brownish yellow to faded yellow because the yellow sticks to the filter paper and a precipitate is formed. The final result is pure aluminium oxide with a constant mass of 0.1622 grams. Method 2. In the method 2, the solvent used is hydrochloric acid. The addition of hydrochloric acid to the dry mud will dissolve the alumina, while the silica will remain in the mud. Alumina in mud will easily dissolve in hydrochloric acid, but in high concentrate and low concentration. The reactions that occurs between this alumina oxide will hydrochloric acid will produce aluminum chloride salts, which tend to be acidic. When 2.5 grams of dry mud and 15 ml of hydrochloric acid and stir it for 30 minutes will produce a brown mixture and a precipitate will form. Then filter it using filter paper and produce a clear yellow filtrate color. Then the filtrate add sodium hydroxide. There is a color change from clear yellow to faded yellow and a precipitate is formed. The final result is pure aluminium oxide with a constant mass of 0.093 grams. From the alumina extraction experiment from the mud that have been carried out, it can be concluded that the red mud or soil contains mineral in the form of silica and aluminium. Aluminium has an oxide in the form of alumina, which is amphoteric and can be soluble in alkaline or acid solvent. The result of the alumina extraction is method 1, obtaining a constant mass of 0.1622 grams, and method 2, obtaining a constant mass of 0.093 grams.